Just getting everything kind of set up, guys. Just give me a minute. I think if we can break this previous day high, we should get a nice push up this morning. We just kind of have to wait for us to break those highs there. We'll check news in a minute and see what we have. Just still trying to get everything set up. What's up, Solo? How are you doing today? Man, it's almost like we're anticipating. I don't know. This morning, this is in a weird spot. Anytime you're around the 90 and the 90, that 10, I'm never a fan. Never a fan with this area. So, all right. Let's see where we could be going this morning. Let me check news real quick to make sure we don't have any kind of news play getting ready to pop off, and don't want to be stuck in that today. We are going to be taking the opening range break this morning. So how's everyone doing today? Nice. At least you got the approval. What did they deny it the first time for? Over leveraging, or what was your denial for? Good morning, Matt. How are you doing today? Uh, it's almost like we have a. I feel like the move's going to be down this morning for a little bit, only because if you're looking at the 4 hour candles, there is so much support in this area, a lot of downward wicks. So I kind of feel like the first move may be to the downside. Then to the upside, I think if you can get above the previous day high here and find support, I think you can get a nice move up. But then you could possibly look for the sell back down if we break back below that level also. I've been taking that the last few times. All right. I feel like we had 8:30 news already this morning. So we did have 3-star news. That was this candle here. I want to say it was this candle. Oh no, I'm sorry, this candle right here. It was somewhere in here, 7:30 or 8:30. I'm sorry, 8:30. Kind of looks like all the news for the day. The rest of it's just low folder news, only like 1 star. So you shouldn't really anticipate any kind of big moves for the rest of the day as far as news goes. So don't have to really worry about that. We can look for tomorrow because sometimes big news the next day can kind of affect the market. So kind of take a gander at tomorrow real quick. I don't see anything that stands out. Usually it's just a couple things that'll mess with us, and that was like for Monday where we had like CPI numbers and the is it PPI or PC? I don't know, something PPI numbers. Right, PPI numbers earlier this week. Woo, back testing the gold. Dude, I've only probably taken a handful of trades on gold. Oh, it was the 30% rule? Yeah. I broke that rule the other day myself solo. So it's not very hard to do if you're in like just one micro. I mean, you can be in one mini and lose like 15 points, and that rule is broken. What is that? 15 set 40. All right, 60. We're going to do the first breakout trade this morning. Yeah, you'll have to let me know how that goes. I mean, I'm always interested in trying something new. It's just I've never traded like those commodities like gold and silver to really be comfortable trading. I know you have to do micros on these smaller accounts on gold, and I've taken micro trades before, but man, I know you can get yourself in trouble fast if you're trading minis on those things. So we still got about 13 minutes to go. Even though we didn't live stream, we still traded yesterday. We actually had a really good session on fundeds. We traded nothing but fundeds yesterday morning before I had to go somewhere. So it was a good funded trade day. I'm a few bucks from actually breaking $1,000 on one of my fundeds. I think we're like 9 something. So pretty good day yesterday. A lot of movement. It was so hard not to catch that big sell-off yesterday. The sell-off was just insane yesterday. I mean, every pullback was getting balled up. It was just one of those days. So today, I feel like today is like everybody had good trading days yesterday. Today is like we're going to have to take that back a little bit because everybody was probably taking like those long shorts because the elevator down was just on a mission yesterday to hit that opening week gap from last week. It's insane that we retraced almost all the moves from yesterday overnight. And that's usually kind of scary, honestly. Anytime that you get massive movement in the London or Asia market, man, the New Yorks could possibly suck butt this morning, guys. So just be aware of that. Like I said, I still like the pullback this morning. For the longs, if you can get a print above the 50s, like where this, I won't even say this previous high, because if you're looking at the 4-hour chart, there is a lot of consolidation in this area on the 4-hour. So So this is the 4-hour chart. Sorry about all the mess. Everything's kind of clunked together here. So the spot that we're looking at is right here. So that's what I'm saying. I think if we can get through this, and print above the 50 and maybe like pull back and kind of bump into it a time or two, I feel like the longs is definitely the play this morning off of that. So, like I said, these are the 4-hour charts. 4-hour charts. So what I do on TradingView, I kind of have a mirror of my 5-minute and the 4-hour chart and the 1-hour chart kind of side by side, and it makes it easier to kind of see. This way you're not flipping through time zones or different time frames. So but this first trade is going to be straight mechanical. So basically what we're going to do is when we open, we're just going to take the quick breakout. We're going to have probably a resting order sitting here. And the 50% mark is going to be my stop loss. So you've got about a 15-point stop loss, looking for 15 points in a runner to the upside or to the downside, whatever side comes out first. And also down here, if you're looking at the 5 minutes, I feel like we would run into resistance at the 70. So we're just going to do like 10 points in a runner on this account. So we got one account we're going to set to the side to do this. Getting that 5K puffer on the Apex is going to be rough. How big is your accounts? What do you got, like 150K, Matt? 150K. I don't usually ever trade with larger accounts. I just stick to the smaller stuff. So, so the pre-market trade, like let's just say this breaks out up here, pushes out of our box. We'll have to wait for it to kind of pull back into it, then put our order down. If we don't get the setup, oh well, if it just goes straight up at the opening. So low. So this is kind of like our next lower high here. This is going to be your next higher. And you would think when we open, we would kind of push back into this range here to hopefully explode out of here. Actually, this is a higher low, so that would be the next inside leg here, kind of making another, not quite an outside leg, but like I said, you would want to see a pullback into this area since we've already broke the high up here. Unless it just continues down, it just runs out the bottom. We'll just kind of wait and see what happens. We just broke the previous day high. So a lot of times if you get above that previous day high and find support, a lot of times you can look for like a nice little trade off that top of that. But like I said, as I was showing you those 4-hour candles a while ago, there is a ton of resistance here with the 4-hour charts. Kind of make another run for the 25 or 26,000 up there. Man, already breaking out. Let's see. Bewley. Still got 5 minutes left. Now, this very first trade is straight mechanical. There is not really a setup per se. It's just straight mechanical. You put your you kind of put it at your level, which is going to be the top of this box we have marked out. And we're going to be looking for 10 points in a runner. So, but we'll have to wait for us to kind of push back into this area, which who knows if we get that. It could just go straight up. You know, you have those days where it just goes straight up and it doesn't even come back to that in your area. So hopefully I'm able to get my order ready without it being too crazy too fast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place an order up here and drag it down. This way I can drop it. All right, about 2 minutes away from the market opens. We're only going to be risking probably 15 points because we're risking 50% of this box. Minute 30 seconds. Let me set up. Like I said, you got to be pretty quick when you take opening range trades. They happen so fast. Less than 10 seconds. It didn't really pull back into our area. Man, son of a bitch. It did not come back into the range here. Ah. Might get stopped on this one. I got my order in too late. Back below 900, we'll just close this trade. Because it should have been filled at 20, so I got a late fill. Like I said, just straight mechanical trade, guys. There's no setup here. You just at the mercy of the charts on the 15-minute break. I was kind of worried about this. Is that one area I was worried about, that previous day high. The one thing I hate about longs that we pointed out pre-market is that 4-hour, all that 4-hour consolidation. Looks, keeps retesting that freaking 900 level. If we can break the 25s, we should get the push. But if you can't break the 25s, we're probably selling back down. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle. It looks like we're about to get stopped here. All right, stopped out. Oh, that's going to be dirty if that thing wicks me out to go all the way back. All right, now we'll go back to normal trading, guys. Switch over to 23. All right, back to normal trading. All right, we got a low, we got a high. Now we're just kind of looking for a discount pullback here. Kind of like to see that 50 to 60% pullback here. We're looking for a pullback at least up to the between 900 and possible 910 here. Mm. What's up, Justin? A lot of support in this area around the 60s. So we're really in a nice kind of tight range right now. So we got all that 4-hour support where I showed you a while ago. And now if you're on the 5-minute charts, there's a lot of consolidation around here in the 60s. I will take this short if we print below here. How much time we got left on this candle? 2 minutes. Kind of has to get below. Fucking 88. I guess 88 was my target. Oh. 81. Got to get through. If we can't lose the 81s, it's going back up, guys. Back above 81, I will close this trade. I'm going to go to break even on my runner because we can always re-enter if it comes back up. So that 81 is still holding, but it's just whipping bad right now. Come on, 81. Oh, they were right there at it. Ah, shit. It just couldn't hold. All right, I'm going to go down to 2 micros. This way, if it does push back below that 81 again. And this stuff is choppy this morning, guys. This is just 2 micros here. Like I said, if we can't get through 81, it's coming back up. So that's why I've been kind of playing off that 81 range. It keeps hitting a freaking 81. Looks like I'm gonna get stopped out for. I'm in for $40 at the moment on this trade. Very small. I'll be back to break even because I won that first trade. So we were trying to catch the move back down. All right, so back to break even. So that 81 is kind of what I'm looking for as far as my line in the sand goes. So far, pretty tough starting out this morning. All right, the market's kind of settling down now. Let's see if we can actually get a direction. I don't really have a direction to the upside. I just have to be careful here because of all that support that we have with the 4-hour charts. Even this is kind of scary that it's pushing into this area because I feel like if you try to take a trade, you're just going to get stopped out. It just don't really know right here. So right now we're in the red, $28 on our funded account that we're trading. The funded account was basically the one that we were trying to take off that 81 short, kind of below the opening 15-minute range. I think you just got to be careful getting long up here. Let's see. It's almost like you got to get above like the 70s or something here. Kind of get above, maybe print above 40 here. If you can print above 40, you might be able to grab a long on the 5 minutes. And that'll be kind of like pulling back into resistance on the 4-hour charts. So this is what it looks like on the 4-hour right now. So this is why I'm saying be careful in this area if you're trying longs. Yeah, look at that fake out. Yeah, like I said, there's a what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 4-hour candles in that area. I think the only way you had a chance of getting through that was at the opening. That's where I took that long. I thought, well, maybe the morning time volume would get us through that area, but we're still having struggles. You would almost need to get a print above that 940 there, maybe on the 5 minute or like a higher time frame or something. So nothing to do here, guys, unless we can find support above the 40s and 50s, or here the short that I took a while ago below the 81. That's still a option for me if we get below 81. 81, 82 area, I guess. So far, guys, been a very tough morning. What? Come on. I guess you did probably get uh long what at the 50 while ago on that push down fish lips. I know. What did we get down to on that pool? I mean, right almost the 50 here. Both ways. Yeah, it's just right now we're just kind of trapping people on both sides. If you over leverage, you shouldn't lose a whole bunch. If you're just, like I said, whenever I take most of these trades, they're just with a few micros. That's gonna suck if we just kind of chop sideways this morning. All right, we're back at that one level that we're looking for to short. All right, first target. We're going to stay 10 points in drawdown. This way, if it doesn't hit our target, we're looking for 50 points. We got to get through the 60s here. All right, we're at least going to go to break even. I mean, just in case this thing comes back up, we're not losing money after being up freaking 40 points here. Ah, this thing's just still whipping on us. We'll have to wait on this next candle to print before we can enter. So what we want to see here is this next candle can print and kind of push back into the 70s and 80s and find resistance there. Then we can probably jump back in. You just got to we just got to stay below the 81 level for the shorts. We still got a minute and a half left on this candle. Man, this thing came all the way back up 40 points, guys. Holy crap. It's probably going to be one of those days where you just got to take profit. You're just not going to be able to hold those runners like what we're trying to do. And so it's almost like just take your 10, 15, 20 points and just get out. I think that's probably, as right now, that's what it looks like. You know how you like have those days where the runners just don't work? It's almost like today, just get your 10 points. I mean, I'm still short bias below 82 here. The only thing I'm not a fan of is this big old wick. Man, Fish Lips, you should have got another 50 points. Did you long the 50 Fish Lips? What's up, Jake? How are you doing today? Yeah, it's been a very tough morning so far, Jake. I think just out of those few trades, we're only up like 40 bucks. We've been getting we get in the right position, but like I said, this used to be one of those days, man, that you're just gonna have to take profit or just do like 10-point trades. Oh goodness. 925 is the bearish OB. All right. Like I said, I'm not really into the short unless we get back below 81. So pretty much back into the 15-minute candle. What do we got left on this candle? We still got 3 minutes left. Still waiting for 825. Stop loss would be 953. That's a big old stop loss. What are you going to enter at 925 outer? The 15 seconds. Ooh. All right, damn it. Don't. We're breaking that again. I just don't want to be faked out here. Time is it? Still got 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. The safer bet would be wait for this 5-minute candle to print and for us to push back up into those levels if you want to be on the safe side. I just didn't want to grab him. I'm going to wait. We got a minute and a half left on this 5-minute candle. And the volume don't look too high. All right, still flirting with the 82 level. Got a minute left. Less than 1 minute to go, but it doesn't look like we're going to get down there. You want to see the whole body close below this, then print a new candle underneath it. And we're about to have a new hour candle, new 15-minute candle, so we could get a push here. All right. "13 seconds. Let me get my order back up here just in case. Didn't really get the entry I wanted. Put this back up here. Back above 81, I will close my trade. Still holding. Don't want to keep it. You don't want to keep retesting that area, guys. This will be my last trade of the day as far as fundeds go. Not now, Mr. Norton. Unfortunately, that was my opportunity to get out of the trade if we didn't believe it was going to work. So, damn it. We just cannot. All right, another 81 touch. It scares me that we keep touching this. I feel like we're just going to get wrecked here because it just keeps hitting this level over and over. And eventually the level will fail. It only is going to hold so many times. What do we got? We still got a minute, 40 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. This is usually the type price action you get whenever we have this much movement overnight. We kind of brought that up pre-market where if you got a 200 or 300 point move in the overnight session, a lot of times the New York AM is going to suck butt. If we could just run this wick, hopefully that's all we can. Even if we can just get that trade knocked out, I'd be okay with that. And maybe our runner doesn't hit. Got 30 seconds left. Like I said, if we print back above this 81 level, I'm going to be tempted to probably close my trade. That 81, 82 area, you really do not want to print your 5-minute candle back above that level. I hate that we printed a lower high here, so we may not get down there. Yeah, I couldn't push below that damn wick. Oh, come on. We're going to be testing the 80 again, guys. Son of a B. One more test. All right. Whew, that one, boy, put us through some stuff. That 82 has just been crazy to short this morning, guys. Now, like I said, we're in the runner. There's no guarantees we're going to get anything off this runner. I'm going to do the runner one more time, but this will be my last funded trade. That 82 has been a straight battle. I'm going to look for the 25 to get hit. And like I said, after that, we'll be done with fundeds for the day. Give us the 25. That's all I want. Then we can move on from the day. Holy crap. Once again, a runner got stopped out. We missed out on an extra 30 points. Come on. One more push. If you wanted to be safe with your stop loss, 81 would probably where you need to have your stop loss. Just kind of shoot for that 81. All right, so that was going to be the last of the funded trade. We done try shorting that 82 3 times. It offered at least 30 points, so just get what you can get. And like I said, I've tried it 3 times already. I got a winner. The next one was break even because I still had a negative stop loss on that second trade. Then the third trade, we still believed in the 81 was going to hold. So we did bump up our micros a little bit. So that's how we're able to crack back into the 130. I was trying to make up for that extra little $28 loss. All right. I can switch to a different funded. I got one with like $600 on there. But like I said, we're just going to do 2 micros with it. All right, still retesting the 80s here. This price action's been so tough today. Woo. Yeah, we were looking for. Well, we start off with a 50 on that one. Watch it dump now. So another retest of that 80 range. I wasn't going to short that thing for the 4th time. I've already shorted the 81 3 times, and that's usually pushing my limit whenever we start shorting the same area over and over, or taking entries in the same area, because eventually it's going to fail and it's not going to hold up, and it's just going to slingshot back through, and then you're just standing there in huge drawdown. What's up, Q? How are you doing? You already made 100 pips this morning? 100 points? No, I don't have the VWAP. I have used it. Sorry if I missed your message there. I have used the VWAP in the past, but a lot of times, mostly all my entries are all like support based or level based. So we didn't really get that 15-minute opening range trade set up this morning. That was a fail. And the pullback into it was a fail just because it was just whipping so hard this morning. So usually if that stuff doesn't work for me, and then I'll just go to level base, and I'll just look for support and resistance. It was kind of like talking about the long up here. Like, I wasn't even sure about the long this morning just because of if you go look at the 4 hours, there's like 10 candles sitting in this area on the four hours. But then there's a lot of support down here. This is the 5-minute chart. So we're just kind of caught in the middle. I mean, this is a lot of candles on the 5-minute just to be, within 30 points. But there are those trading days. You got to think. Yesterday, what did we have? Like a 400-500 point sell-off. And then we had big moves overnight. So it was almost, you could almost see that the price action was going to be straight butt this morning in the New York session. So one of my rule of thumbs, if I ever see a bunch of like move in the overnight session, I always come into the New York section expecting chop, just because we didn't get that consolidation overnight. So right now, I mean, the 81 is still holding. Oh. We broke, that kind of helped us break the $1,000 mark on this account. So we're up 51,040 at the moment. Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with the VWAP if you like using the VWAP. I mean, so the only average indicator I have is the 21 EMA and the 15-minute 8 o'clock candle or 9 o'clock candle. These here are the previous day high and the previous day open. I think as long as you stay below these two, I mean, I definitely feel shorts. And so 81 would be my level to short. If you can get some cleaner looking candles. I mean, these candles, I thought we were going to get it whenever I saw this bearish candle right here. We had this nice whole candle, not a lot of wicks. That's why I kind of jumped in early, because I thought it was just going to continue, but I was wrong. That shit it was like, nope, that was a teaser candle. That was a little teaser right there, thinking that we were going to stay bearish. Oh, come on. I wanted to take the short at the 81 and hold it. I'm like, I just want to just hold it. Watch this be the dump finally. But whenever you get like 5, 6, 7 candles print in the same area, it's really hard to catch the move, because then I feel like you're just almost like borderline to the point of like over trading if you keep taking it over and over. Eventually it's going to work, but it's like, how many candles deep are you going to have to be in this trade before it does work? Then it's going to break out either to the upside or downside, and all you can do is watch. You shorted the 900 again, Fish Lips? Nice. So usually with price action like this, my number one goal is just try to survive today without blowing up your account. So if you can just get through the day with either a small loss or a small green, I would walk away. Or just sit here and watch charts. Uh-oh, hopefully I'm glad I noticed that. Yeah, nothing to do here, guys. Just kind of sit on the sideline, drink some coffee. We may go get some more coffee or something and sit here. I don't feel like nothing's going to happen. It may be one of those days where you have to wait for the lunch hour. So most of the time, whenever price action's chopping back and forth to this, and if you're looking for a little bit more structure, wait till like usually we're the lunch hour we chop into, but today I feel like the lunchtime could actually be the move. Where it's usually the big move in the AM, chop during the AM session or New York lunch session, then the New York PM session, you'll get another move. Where's my phone? I was looking for something on my desk. It's so kind of dark in here. Even though it looks kind of bright on camera, but it's actually dark in here. So far, we've taken 4 trades. The first one was a failed trade on the 15-minute breakout. We got stopped out on that one. The first one was like a 10-point winner. Runner got stopped out. The second one was a break-even trade. It kind of wiped out the profits from the first trade. Then the next one, we went in with 5 micros because this is a 50K. So we're like, well, I still believe in the 81 is the area because of this candle. I was definitely fooled by this candle here. This candle right here definitely fooled me. Luckily enough, we were at least able to get our 10 points, even though we had to kind of sit through a little bit. But we got our 10 points. And like I said, we're probably not going to do any more funded trades today. We may consider doing another eval trade, but just kind of put the fundeds away. So all the trades that you've seen me take so far have all been funded trades. No evals this morning. Whew. What's up, Thomas? How are you doing today? How'd your trading go this morning, Thomas? Mine was rough this morning. Like, it was some rough price action. I'm not going to lie. Every trade was like on the edge of your seat, like, oh, come on. If we can get some better looking candles below this 81, I definitely like the shorts below 81. So that's been my short bias this morning. You can see that we're holding up. So I'm thinking this may be our short here. Like if you draw a box around it, we just kind of need to break out. You just want to have that nice little push down candle, then print and kind of push back into these wicks. And that way it kind of gives us maybe the push to the downside. But then you're probably going to run into some garbage down here in the 20s. So definitely if you're going to short it, take your profit before you get down into this area, because this is kind of where we keep getting stuck. Right now the wicks are kind of battling these wicks, but then you're going to have another set of wicks between the 820s and 800s. So this could definitely make this a possible good bounce area off the 25s or even the 810 or even the 800, somewhere in here. Too bullish. Yeah, the nasty girl's been nasty today. Oh, that's some crap that usually happens to me, Thomas. Like, I'd make sure I had plenty of room so I wouldn't get wicked out on that last trade I was in, because I know we were whipping back and forth. And so I was kind of like, my 81, 82 was my line in the sand. As long as we did not print above those levels, I still was going to hold my trade. We would just have to print above 81, 82. But I think I'm not going to take any more funded. So we're just kind of 1 for 1 on the fundeds today. So that first trade, the one that we lost earlier, that's the one we're down 122 on. And the one that I've been trading off that 80 level, that's this one here. So we're 1 for 1 on the fundeds today. No eval trades yet, just funded trades. Let's see here. Yeah, it's been very nasty this morning, Outer. Are you still in your short? I don't like the longs unless we can print above 940. I think we'll just have to kind of work our way through these 4-hour candles up here. So we kind of pointed this out a little bit pre-market. Sorry about the crappy charts. They're all kind of bunched together. But this is where we were getting stuck at this morning. As you can see, this was a lot of resistance on your 4-hour candle, a lot of support. But if you can maybe print above the 40 level, kind of like only like I wouldn't do the 1 minute, like the 5 minute or something, and do like a little retest of these wicks, maybe a possible long. All right, so we finally lost the 81. Yeah, I'm not even going to touch the longs unless we print above the 40s or 50s up here. So, woo-hoo. Fish lips, did you get short again? We can switch over to a eval. How much do I got to make to pass this eval? I think it's still like $500 or something. Or four, let's see. I still need, well, actually about $300 to pass this eval. Whoa, fake out. Like I said, guys, this next trade is going to be strictly evals. I think we're going to be done trading funded accounts today. Nice on 50 more points, Fish Lips. One of these days, I'm going to get there, Fish Lips, where I can just like 75, 900, 950. One day. It's so hard for me to do that whenever I'm focused on the charts because you got to be on top of that when you're trading levels like that, man. I tried to do that one day while streaming. It was so tough because I constantly have to look at the charts, like because I don't want to do that on stream because I don't really have any like practice doing it. So I was trying to do it off stream with the eval, and I was just straight struggle bus. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. Thank you guys for the likes and follows today. Hopefully your trading day hasn't been too bad. So there's definitely no follow through today. So kind of like we were pointing out early. So today's the day that you take your profit. So as you can see, I've had 2 trades where I was up 30 and 40 points and I didn't really take any profit on them. So I probably left about $80 on the table today from doing that just because we just haven't had follow through. What we got? We got still what? I feel like that 25 is definitely a nice bounce area today, Fish Lips. You're ready for a short? Look at it now. It wants to give up the 81. It's like, but is it going to hold though? That's the key. That's what we've been running into. You keep getting into these nice shorts off the 81, and then it just like, nope. We're coming back. So I'm not buying any more breakout candles. But I will look for a trade for this eval here. So we will be in a little heavy on this eval, guys. Because like I said, I got to have it passed by within the next week or so. So we're going to wait on this next 5-minute candle and see what we get. We got 30 seconds left on it. See, I'm not really a big fan whenever you get this big wick, already like 30% getting back into discount on your actual candle. You want this thing to just kind of close here. Then your next candle, 5-minute candle, you want to see the wick push back up into this area, maybe the 30 to 23%. And then usually that's a pretty good indicator that we're going to continue down. See, this is a really horrible, like, to open up yet. I mean, I'm not saying we won't push, but I don't like entering candles like this whenever we're almost pulling back into discount on the 5-minute candle. Let's see if we can get another retest of the 81. Maybe it'll stay below the 81. Yeah, that's already oversold. So we're already pulled back, what, 76% of this 5-minute candle? Wow, what a fake out that was. Now, this is eval only, guys. Like I said, we're done trading funded accounts for the day. This price action is just too tough to try to trade your fundeds on. I would protect your funded accounts and probably not trade this. Now, if you want to be a little bit more aggressive and look for eval trades, you know, as long as 81 holds here, we're going to put this short down as long as the 81 holds and look for possible, you know, another 50 touch here. What do we got left on this candle? Still 2 minutes. Fish lips, are you still short from 875? Or no, you got stopped out on that last candle, didn't you? Yeah, you did. You got stopped out on that last candle. Once this next candle breaks this previous candle, we'll remove this trade. All right, so it looks like it's about to remove it. Oh, you're looking for 825? That's what I've looked for the last couple times, but we just have not got down there. We just keep getting stopped here around the 50s or 40s. 40s has kind of been the support area, but you can look to the left and see it. We're bouncing off of this. Then if you look on your 4-hour charts, you can see that all that consolidation is also up in here around the 40s. Even these bearish and bullish like full candles have been just complete fake outs, guys, because that was the same type candle I got faked out on this trade here when we took this one. How I thought that, okay, I thought maybe the bears were going to take over. So I don't really like the longs unless we can print above the 40s here. You need to print and kind of get a little structure built, or at least a candle to push up, then have a kind of a retest of all these wicks. And that way you can use all these wicks as your support level. Can I enter? Yeah, man, this definitely don't be entering this on your funded account, outer. Maybe today, if you do get a setup, I would just strictly stick to evals. That's what we're doing now. We're blessed enough to be up at least on our one funded account. So we're at least able to break 1,000 today. So we're just gonna leave that one there and not touch it anymore the rest of the day. Or even if you've read, Oh, you don't have no guts for the 925 short. Oh yeah, me neither. Me neither, Outer. That's tough. Sorry if I missed your chat, guys. I got. What's up, trolls? I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't see your message. What's up, Uncle? These are the NQ futures, Uncle. So the it would be under MNQH6, and that would be March contracts. Yeah, like I said, Charles, sorry about not seeing your message there. Sometimes I lose track of my chats because I have 3 chats going, and I'll get focused on the charts. And if I don't look, because I don't have the chat directly in front of me, it's off to my left here. So apologize if I do miss out on it for a second, especially if I'm looking for a trade. A lot of times I'll just be strictly focusing on my entry. But the price action this morning has been horrible. If you have taken trades, just hopefully you survived it, and just if you even have a small red day, just put it away and live with it. So right now we're 50-50 on our 2 funded. So we're red in one funded and green in the other. So the next trade we take, if we do get some type of like support and resistance, we're just going to do evals only on the next trade. No more fundeds unless we come back after lunchtime and the price action is a little cleaner. And I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. We're going to be in this crappy price action all the way until, we'll say, 11:30, 12, and then you'll get the breakout during the lunch hour today. That's usually what happens, is whenever price action is like this in the morning. And you know, the market are like, we deserve a crappy trading day. After the market gave up all those big wins yesterday, they're not going to do that back to back. I mean, I want to say yesterday was probably one of my best trading day with my fundeds. I want to say we made like 401 funded account, 150 or 60 in one, another 50 and 60 in another, then another $50. So I mean, we had like almost $800 in funded account trades yesterday. Like, it was so hard not to take those entries. We were just dumping so fast. Like, it was insane yesterday. You can just buy the pullback. Eventually you're gonna drop again. So it was there yesterday. Outer, how's your trades been going lately? I know you said you hit a little rough spot there for a minute. Has it been getting better lately? Have you been able to get back on the green road, where you're just having like maybe a couple greens that are red here and there? Yeah, they gave it up all week, Charles. So we were due for a FU day. We were due for a day where like, nope, 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 nope. Not 4 days in a row. So I call these survival day. If you can survive these type of trading days without blowing up your account, it's a win. Oh, you have not recovered my PA account yet? So you're still under the threshold or the break even spot? Yeah, I'm in the red on one PA. I'm about about $400 underneath the threshold. I was only about 3 something, but that one that we took the loss on this morning, that added to it. Ooh. Wow, look at that nice previous day high hit there. Yeah, if you're good at range trading, this is probably your bread and butter today. This right here is like the golden era for the fish lips type settings where he's like trading from whole number to whole number, because we're pretty much have ranged between 850 and 900 all morning. I mean, it's literally just back and forth. So I mean, this has to be like fish lips heaven over there. Yeah, I know you've been destroying it lately, man. It's been insane how well that's been working. I know as soon as I try it, it'll be like, it'll hit the brakes, and I'll keep taking losses, and it'll just be one of those deals for myself. I still have like, I'll still use that a little bit, like the whole number 75, where I will look for like targets, or I'll short the 75, maybe looking for that 10 points down to the 50, or look for maybe a trade from the whole number. When it hits the whole number, a lot of times it bounces back to the 75, then rejects, then goes back up. Dude, the one setup fish lips. Yeah, I know. He's put a lot of good how to in the Discord solo. He's given some pretty good breakdowns in the Discord if you just want to go look at it and check it out. What do we got left on this candle? Minute and a half. All right. Is this gonna? Are we finally gonna print below 81, or is it just gonna be another like dump? I mean, another just wig down to pull back up. Minute left. Oh, give me a free mentorship. Nice. Outer, if you're in the Discord, like I said, he's got some abbreviations in the Discord. I wasn't going to short this right off, like I said. We didn't had this type of breakout for the last 10 candles, so it's. I mean, you could have been shorting that 81, 82 and just got your 10 points. Like every single time, it's at least paid 10 points. Now, I'd still be careful on the shorts because you could hit this area here. I feel like that 25 is definitely going to be a nice bounce area here. Eh. What's the whole number looking like, fish lips? We got. We touched the bottom. Ah. Let's see if that area holds. We'll jump back in here. That was eval trade only, guys. There we go. Real quick. Let's see if we can take this all the way back up. We got our runner in here. Sorry I had to enter that twice. I was trying to be careful. Ah, damn it. Dude, the runners just won't give it up today, guys. Come on. Come on, damn it. I done got stopped out on every runner today, Fish Lips. Let's see. That put us about, what, 200 away. So that was real quick. Whew. I'm going to downsize a little bit more here. I still like to push back up here out of this area. Are you long from 25, Fish Lips? You're short from the 25? Oh, you got short off this pushback up. I see what you did. Okay. You were long, hit the 50, then short again. Okay. I see. I missed that. Let's see if the short's going to hold. Now you got all these wicks here to help support the wicks here, where they'll just kind of bounce into the wicks for the move down. Guys, if you're just joining us, these are eval trades only. This is we're just in 3 micros. This is the area that we want to see hold with all these down wicks. Now we could get a big bounce at 800 if we push down. That's why I was just debating if I want to just take profit on this candle with the 800. All right, we're gonna go to break even here. Oh, these nasty wicks today, guys. I still like the shorts down here, especially if we stay under here. This where I would have my stop loss if you were still short bias. That should have been your 800 bounce. If we go back in again, it's just going to be 2 micros. So I think we still need what, $700? Not $700. 170. This way, if we take a loss, we can at least hold on to some of it. They front run to 800. I was thinking hopefully the 790 would have got hit on that run. How much time we got left? 22 seconds. I'm gonna wait for this next candle to print. We got 17 seconds on this next 5-minute candle. Shoot. All right, look at that. So far on the accounts, we're 183. That's the one we're trading here. Up 130 on one funded and 120 in red on one funded. So that's where we're at on the accounts this morning so far, guys. But we're done trading fundeds. Trading the fundeds were super tough this morning. Did not get good price action. So I feel like if you could have survived this without just short losses, I'd just take that as a win. Or a small loss or small green or whatever happened. Just hopefully you didn't over leverage and blow your account. You know, that's usually the worst. I feel like it's going to be struggling. I just don't see how we don't get enough pullbacks here. I mean, I still feel like we just got to have a deeper pullback because this is a lot of wicks to hit. Dude, this is going to be insane if we pop right back into this freaking consolidation range again. Look at that. What was that? That's just, that's just, what, look, retested that 81, 82 level again, guys. That 81 area is like a magnet today. Holy goodness. Did you get your short set up in time on there, Outer? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's the worst. I swear, man, we've been getting more and more of these lately where we're just getting these whip candles pop up like 70 to 80 points. Have y'all noticed that lately? I mean, we've gotten quite a few of those this week. And it's mainly, I know it's been from, a couple of them were from NVIDIA or China slash NVIDIA, where China says they weren't going to use the NVIDIA chips. But I don't know what this is from, but I know we've been getting a lot more of those lately where it's just like, man. And those right there are just devastating, especially if you don't play with a stop loss. I don't know how you don't play with a stop loss, but some people don't. And man, that would just ruin your day. 80-point jump. What? Yeah, 80-point candle. That's just insane. Ooh. The NASDAQ's like, hey, we're not done with this range yet, guys. Let's get back in there. we can chop around a little bit more in this area. Ooh. Yeah, that was so fast. The nasty girl gave us a little bit of a taste to the downside. Like, all right, you had a taste. Let's get back onto the top then. Let's get back to where we belong. Gave that little dip. Oh goodness. Goodness. Where's my cell phone right there? Dun. What is take profit trader? Nope. All right. Let's see. Where could my long man? Like I said, it's so hard to get long here unless we can break back above the 40s maybe. Yeah, you would think that another short would come out of this area, but Outer, are you still looking for the 83 short or are you short already? What's up, Michael? How are you doing today? Okay, you're looking for a short setup. Dude, this is one of the days that the NQ takes all your um, profit back that you made the last couple days. They've got you on that high note from all these banger trades all week. Thomas, how's your gold setup going? Are you still short in the gold? We're probably we're at 66% between three accounts. So we're red and one funded, green and one funded, and green and the eval. So we're 2 for 3. We didn't blow nothing up. We didn't take too massive of a loss, but you know, it's a manageable red day. Not too bad. So the only thing we're trading now, Michael, is pretty much the eval. We're looking just for eval trades because this price action, I'm not going to lose the profit I made, and it's so choppy that it would just chop up your profit. So if you're fortunate enough to have a little green, I'd be careful, or at least downsize. So that's what I've been doing. So I had a big win early on this account because I went in a little heavy. Now I'm just back down to 2 micros and just see if we can, get a couple more little bonuses in. So don't really like the longs. I almost feel like we need to be above the 40s here for the longs. All right, so we're back at that notorious area up here. I mean, the candles are looking a lot better than they have been, but that doesn't mean anything because we've had good looking candles over here and it just doesn't have the follow through to get us through. Are you also trading the NASDAQ, Michael? Or are you trading the MNQ? We're trading the MNQ. We're trading off micros. So all my trades moving forward for the rest of the morning are just going to be 2 micros only. Let's see if we can get through this previous day high. We might be able to find something. Kind of need to get above 40s. Where is that? The high is up there at 51. So definitely if you can break above 51 and find support, like print above 51, do a little retest into it, then you may get the push up to the 26,000s. And if you're just getting here, if you look to the left on the higher time frames, the reason why we're struggling to move through this is the 4 hours. So I have, let's see. So this is kind of like a small little outline of your 4 hour candles here. So this is what we keep getting stuck to the top side on. So this is why I said even that thing's all the way up to the 26,000. But I think if you can print above this level, like get a nice little 5-minute candle, and this way you can use these 4 hour candles as your support level here around the 20s and 30s, you might be able to get the move up here. But you'll just have to, be patient enough to wait. It might not even happen until after the lunch hour. So what this is on my TradingView charts. It basically what it does, it allows me to watch my 5-minute charts, which what I trade off of. And this way you can kind of line them up with your 4 hour charts or your 1 hour charts. I have the 1 hour and the 4 hour on here. And this way you can look for like support and resistance. If you're about to hit a big wick on the 4 hour, more likely you're about to get a big bounce. I mean, that's what this 97 bounce was on this last candle. Look, hit right there at the top of that 4 hour candle and just zoomed. But I really wasn't paying attention to that because I was already out of my trade. So I thought, well, maybe we're going to keep pushing. But, man, we got stuck at the 800s and ripped back up 110 points. Yesterday was your money making day. Today is the survival day. So like we had a really good day on funded yesterday. We were green across 4 different funded accounts, but today has been the total complete opposite. So today is like survival mode. So hopefully most of you guys are surviving today, and at least keeping a manageable loss. If you did take your loss, maybe just put your account away. And a lot of times that's what I do. If I take like a 80 to $100+ loss, I just don't trade it no more. Just put the account away. So we haven't had any red on our other funded that we were trading. We had one winner, one loser that took the previous profit away. Then we caught the next breakdown, and that's where we made the 130. Let's see. Do you trade minis, Michael, or is you strictly trade micros? I strictly just mostly trade micros. If I trade minis, that'd get me in trouble. Uh, Back to the roadblock, guys. Back to the roadblock. You trade mostly minis? Whew. How big of accounts are you trading on? Are you trading like the bigger accounts like the 25Ks or the 150Ks to be trading minis on? Because I know anytime I've ever tried to trade minis like on the 25Ks or the 50Ks, it just wrecks those accounts faster than I can comprehend sometimes, especially if you're trading NASDAQ. Okay. See, I've never tried trading the minis with the, because I don't ever use the higher contracts. I would like to use those. I think the issue I have with those for myself is I think the whole how much you got to make with those, it kind of like gets into my head. Like I'm like, shoot, I got to make like 7,000 or 8,000. What is it? 6,000 for the 150Ks, or is that the 100K? Maybe the 150s is what, 9 or 10,000. Okay, 9,000. Okay, I couldn't quite. I think it's the 100Ks is 6,000, the 50Ks is 3, 25 is 1,500. So, and then if you're playing the 250Ks, it is 12, either 12 or 15. So, if you're trading those bigger accounts. But I've never really, I felt like the 100Ks, I think compared to what you got to make and how many contracts you get with the 100Ks, I feel like it's either you need to do the 50K or the 150, not the 100 one, because I just feel like it's just, I don't know, it's off skewed to me. I like to do some degenerate gambling. I mean, I may try that with an eval here and there, but as far as my fundeds go, I'm usually very strict on my level based, like support resistance for my fundeds. And I'll usually tell everybody when I'm doing fundeds, because usually when I'm trading fundeds, it's like a strict, like today my funded level was 81. So I tried that 81 a few times. I finally made profit off of it, but it took a minute. Uh, One funded, I was trying something new with the breakout this morning, so we took a loss on that one. That's where that loss came from. And that's the first time I've really ever done that with the opening breakout. I should have known better being the 4 hour candle being up in this mess, but I didn't. It was a mechanical type trade, so Oh goodness. Who do you trade with, Michael? I'm assuming if you're doing some degen on your accounts, you're using what, smaller, like Apex or somebody, because some of those other prop firms, they got some pretty pricey evals to be. Woo! You're using Take Profit Trader to do that with? Holy goodness. That can get kind of pricey, man. Those Take Profit Trader accounts are at least $100 or more. Top Step, I'm not sure. I haven't looked in Top Step in forever, so I'm not sure how much they charge for 150K. Yeah, okay. I haven't figured. I thought they were more than that because I always thought like the 25 and 50Ks were $100. Or is that the Top Step price? Yeah, I've never looked into seeing how much a 150K costs on Top Step, unless that is the Top Step price. Mm-mm-mm. Ooh. Okay. That's probably the one prop firm I'm going to probably try more after whatever happens with my funded accounts is probably Take Profit Trader. Or either one of the other ones that offer same day payouts, the one that, pays out per day. But right now, all my funded accounts are with Apex and Bulanox. I think we either got seven. We got four with Apex and three with Bulanox. So we have seven funded accounts that we have to trade, and it's too expensive to just go add more funded accounts somewhere else or add accounts with somewhere else. So we're probably going to be stuck trading these for a little bit. A lot of times on the 5 minutes, if you get a two or three little candle red pullback like this, the very next candle is usually a straight up candle. Yeah, this is usually like a little nice little pullback for the breakout to the upside here. Yeah, we copy trade sometimes. We copy traded this morning on one account. That's why I had to. That's why I've been getting Trade Evade accounts, so that way I can copy trade between my Ripnik account and my Trade Evade accounts, and I just connect my Trade Evade accounts to my Ninja charts, and this way we can copy trade across them. Since I only can have one Ripnik account. All right, eval trade only, guys. Eval trade only. Oh, is that a little dirty wick up there? He just stuck his finger up there to me. And it's like, nope. Now I only take this type of stuff with a eval, guys. I don't take this with a funded account. This is why I constantly repeat eval, guys. I'm not saying it won't win if it was your funded account, but I just don't take these on my funded accounts. But a lot of times when you get very bullish or bearish moves on your 5 minute candles and you get that 2 candle pullback, a lot of time that either 2 to 3 candles on the pullback, usually that very next candle, you can easily get you a little 10 point trade in. So that was just 10 points. We still have the runner sitting there and we'll just see what happens. I mean, it could come back and just stop us out again. Oh, look at that dirty, dirty girl, you. Your stop loss is supposed to be here if you're playing this correctly, but I'm not playing it correctly after that first initial hit. So this was the swing point here. So if you pull fib on this whole move, that was probably a 23% pullback. So right at 23%. See, it pulled up in it stayed in the very small pullback, less than 40%. A lot of times when you do that, that means the bulls are still in control. No, come on. All right, got my runner. Son of a bee. Dude, the market has not let me have runners at all today. They're taking every single runner. I've been trying so hard to get runners because that's where I usually make the most money off of is the runners. But today, I think it's cost me probably about $100 overall. Not taking full profit. Like today, like I said, today is a 10 point trade day. If you can get your 10 points, get out of the trade because that's what's happening to me. Almost every single time I get my 10 points, but it's just whipping back on me. Like I said, my stop loss was supposed to be here to stay valid with this trade, but I didn't want to hold a 20 point stop loss. So we won't jump back in on this. We'll just have to sit here and watch it. There she goes without us, guys. There she goes. So if you're fortunate enough to still be in it, I mean, you got pretty close to equal high sitting up there around the 50. Like I said, this is really the only thing I will take on. Like this is probably like one setup I will take on fundeds. It's really kind of hard to call out the entry because these are just breakout trades. So I usually only do breakout trades with my evals. Funded is usually strictly level base, like support and resistance. So, like I said, most time you get this very bullish or bearish move, and you get like a 2 or 3 candle where they're just nice, about the same size. You want to make sure that usually you hold somewhere between the 20 to 40% of the total move pullback, and then the next candle to break your previous body high, you get long. And your stop loss would go down to the swing. So like for this play, if you're still, if you're running this, your stop loss has to go at this swing here. So it also depends on how much you're willing to risk. But like I said, I was short here, so it was almost a 20-point stop loss for myself. And like I said, I wasn't going to jump back in. Now, if we can get up there and print above the 950s or the 40s and find support, then maybe look for another long. And that would kind of get you above those 4-hour candles that are sitting up there. So, and that's kind of what we pointed out early. So these are the 4-hour charts here, or just a little taste of the 4-hour charts. So here's that tight zone for the 4 hours here. So this whole zone here. Yeah, as far as the copy trader goes, I use Apex's copy trader, Michael. So, and it's pretty basic. It's very easy to use. So this is what their copy page looks like. And this way, you select whatever account you're trading, the instrument you're trading, then you select the accounts you want to copy trade. For anybody that curious what Apex copy trader looks like. And I've had this copy trader for about 2 years. I've used it off and on. We don't use it really consistently. A little bit more lately, but not much over the last year. Because if you don't have something strictly what you're trading every day, like looking for that 1 or 2 setups, I think it'll get you in trouble fast. Copy trading will, especially if you're over leveraged. It'll wreck your accounts really quick. There's nothing worse than losing like 4 or 5 fundeds all at one time. That will just that can send you in tilt, and that will send me in tilt quick. So it's hard enough to lose one funded account. I can't imagine losing, people that trade like 10 and 20 accounts and lose like 10 or 20 fundeds in one sweep. I mean, what is that, like $2,000 to $3,000 in funded accounts? Whew. My feelings would be hurt. You'd be wanting to throw your freaking screen and computer out the window. You have to do something to go get that rage, get that rage out. Woo. Man, the 4 hours is still holding. That has definitely been the short up there today. I learned my lesson trying to long into that crap earlier. That's what cost me my loss. But I thought maybe at opening we could bust it, but we did not. So this is still a valid leg until this gets broken. So if we break back below the 80s, we're probably moving back down. You could probably, if we break this area, you could almost probably get a short back down to the 40s here to clear out this gap. Or we can pull fib on this leg. Yeah, that would put you right back into discount pricing down in that 60 to 70% range. I mean, right now we put in a high, so I mean, it's just if the range stays tacked, like I said, we could be moving back down again, moving back down to the bottom of the range. And we may even try an eval trade here. We'll just kind of wait and see what happens. I'm not going to really short unless we get below the 80s here. We kind of need to break this previous swing here. You don't want to make sure that we're just making another lower high here to move back up. So this is definitely a range type trading day. If you're waiting on a range day and you're good at trading range, this right here has been definitely your bread and butter today. Like the whole day has been that way. You didn't just get that one little window of range. It's been literally the whole day. So what do we, for most part, besides this one little dip here, we're pretty much stuck in a less than less than 100 points for the NASDAQ, which is very, very rare to be stuck in 100 points range. Just kind of stuck here consolidating, unless you were looking at like the London market or something, or the Tokyo market, then it's pretty normal. But here we haven't had no good structure today at all, no good follow through. And everything that we did get followed through, we're constantly just hitting wicks on top of wicks all the way down. So here, guys, just best to be patient. You want to see either a print above the 40s, kind of get above these wicks here, or you want to see something back below the 81 here. Oh, let me bring up my chats real quick, guys. Sorry about that again. What's up, Papa? How are you doing today? Sorry if I missed your text there. We're trading the MNQ. These are micro NQs, so we're trading usually most of the time under 5 contracts. Yeah, it is very hard to trade this today. This has probably been one of the roughest days that we've had in a little bit. This almost feels like holiday trading with a bigger range, but it's pretty. It's almost like you almost expected it. We brought this up pre-market. Anytime that you get this massive move overnight between the Tokyo and the London, most of the time the New York's going to suck butt. And plus, we got those massive moves in those yesterday's market. So we've had 3 good trading days of nice market moving. So I feel like hopefully this will be our only crappy day of trading, and the rest of the day tomorrow will be fairly decent. So the way I've been finding entries, Papa, is basically off level base only. So I have a stock butt. Or sucks butt, left out loud. Yeah. Yeah, here you just want to see this little pullback to stay intact, and we may get the push up here. More likely when it goes, it's going to go and just leave you behind. So it probably won't give you a opportunity to join in. Uh, we still need about $170 left to make on this account to get it over the threshold. Buying and shorting a chart that is moving ridiculous. There's some people in the chat over here, man. They're doing really well. They're playing the range, just playing whole numbers. You definitely got to take profits fairly quick on the price action today. No, I don't get paid by anybody, Papa. No charging here. I'm just here trading with everybody else. I don't come here to teach people how to trade. I just show people what I do. Most everybody in the chat's usually trading something totally different, and a lot of people will talk about what they're doing. There are people out there in the YouTube world who do teach people how to trade. I don't know who they are, but I know they're out there. That's their whole niche is teaching people to trade. All right, back to that 80 level again. So might get this fair value gap fill in here on the 5-minute chart. We're probably not going to take any more trades. We tried that last little bull flag breakout with a 2-candle pullback on the 5 minutes. Then, other than that, we're probably not going to take any more. This price action's been super tough today. We just haven't had any follow through at all. Plus, we're moving into the lunch hour. Outer, are you in a trade? Yeah, it's definitely best to stay out of this price action today if you want to keep your accounts safe. You know, for some reason, if you do have the courage to trade this, I know Fish Lips, the strategy Fish Lips has, it definitely works really well on this type of, because he's just doing whole numbers, and dude, the whole numbers have been just killing it today. It's like just been whipping between 25 to 900, 75 back to 900s, 50 back to 75. Like the whole numbers have been just crazy today. And that's usually the case whenever we're in this type of tight range. But I don't ever trade range. I've never had any luck trading range, or I've never tried it, so I usually just stay away from it for most part. So that was another retest of that one level that we have been watching all morning, which is the 81. Fish Lips, are you in a entry? Did you get tagged in at the 820 or the 925s? Oh, you're short from the 900s? Okay. But add if it moves up to the 50. Yeah, I think we're just going to stay out of this. We'll just watch charts with you guys. Is there anybody else here that trades a range? Uh-oh. Man, I bet you could probably come back after lunch and you'll probably get that big sell off. Usually what it happens, about 12:30, you'll probably get a decent move. That's usually what happens whenever we kind of range bound early in the morning. You can kind of just go back and look at the previous price action. Most of the time, if you're range bound like this, usually like right there at the end of the lunch hour, you'll get that pop. Oh, nice. And that's strictly with this strategy, Fish Lips, the whole numbers. Is that the only thing you're trading now? Is whole numbers? Nice. Heck yeah. $1,500 paid just from micros. That's heck yeah. Oof. All right, so I'll show you where I'm at on the funded accounts one more time because, like I said, we'll probably get off here in a minute. So we usually don't trade during the lunch hour. So we're at 191 on the eval. Those moves were a little bit more aggressive. That's why I tell you I'm taking those on evals. They're not really setups because I don't recommend nobody following eval trades. You know, that's at your own risk. For the fundeds, we're kind of 50-50. This was a mechanical type breakout trade this morning, and that was the 81 level that I was said I was going to short. So we kept shorting the 81 level or 80 level. So 3 for 2 on the accounts today. Yesterday was a good trading day, but like I said, I didn't stream yesterday because we were selling off so much yesterday. It was so hard not to take some of those big sell-offs yesterday. I don't usually ever do like teaching stuff when it comes to trading. I'm just here to just kind of just show you what I do trading. You know, some people like it, some people don't. I don't. I just. I don't think I'm that person to teach people how to trade. I just basically streaming my journey, kind of what I'm doing on my side. You know, if you can take anything from it or whatever I'm using and add it to yours, or you know, that's what I've done over the years just from watching different people. If somebody's trading something that, you know, that I think may help me, I'll try it. If it doesn't help me, I don't continue to use it. But this morning we didn't really have any clean setups. I mean, the price action has been horrible today. I mean, I want to say we did. I mean, we got several trades where we were up like 30, 40 points, but the whipsawing was just insane. And I guess there was some kind of news play here. I'm not really sure what this candle was because it was like a 100-point candle right off the rip. So I don't know what this big 90-point candle was. I mean, I know there's some people out there that, you know, they charge people to, they basically sell entries. I mean, I think that's what people are using to, I'm assuming, to help pass some of their accounts. But I've never done any type of charging where you charge people how to do stuff. It's always free to watch. Yeah, I think whenever you get to that point of charging people for to tell them what are entries, I'd be super nervous just because, you know, I don't want to cause someone to lose money. That's why I always tell everybody when I'm in eval trades, because I do take more aggressive trades on evals. I take more conservative trades on the fundeds. So this is why I always tell y'all what account I'm trading. I wouldn't want you guys to follow my eval trades, which are funded trades. I've almost considered not even taking evals trades on the streams because I don't know if people are not listening. They're just watching and just see that I'm entering, and like it doesn't work out, then someone to mess up their account. I've almost considered just trading evals off stream instead of just because most of my losses that I take always come from evals. I don't usually take a lot of losses on the fundeds, and so that way people aren't watching you take losses quite a bit on your evals. And a lot of times that's what people will see, like, oh man, this guy keeps taking losses. And a lot of times whenever you see that, it's strictly evals only because it's more aggressive entries because you're just trying to catch that quick breakout. Or heck, like most people pass their evals. Like if you don't want to trade fundeds, most people just basically full port it. So they'll just wait to either a news play or at opening and just go long and short. I mean, it's I guess borderline just, you know, I hear people passing their evals like that. And it's probably like the people who are like really good at maybe passing their fundeds and they just don't want to go through the eval steps no more. And so they'd rather just go straight to fundeds. So Long and short on the evals. But I know there's some other traders out there that you can watch online. They go straight degen on their accounts. If you like watching people going degen, and those people aren't teaching people how to trade either. I mean, same as myself. You're just watching them trade or whatever they may be doing. There's all kind of traders out here on YouTube. There are some out here that will charge you for them to teach you to trade. Like they got either paid discords or some kind of paywall or something. And what it is, they're just charging for signals. Fish Lips, do you got a cutoff time when you stop trading, or is just it doesn't matter the time of the day? You're just still pounding on the whole numbers. Oh yeah, I'm probably going to last only probably like another 5 or 10 more minutes. I was trying to wait and see if the 12 o'clock's going to finally give us the breakout here. Is anybody in a position? Are you still looking to short the yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking too this evening, Outer, is we're going to have that expansion this afternoon after consolidating all morning. Woo, look at that, another fake out. Holy crap. Dude, that 4-hour range has been insane today, guys. Let's just mark that out and just see how big of a range that is. So the market's going to and those are the bodies. The wicks go all the way up there. So that would be what was that be from January 13 or from yesterday 26,050. So that might be the target for after lunch, the 26,050s up there. Oh shoot, this whole area is the 4-hour range. Just broke the previous day high. So let's see if we can get an actual candle to print above the previous day high and kind of wick into it. No, Justin, no order flow. Pretty much most of the stuff I'm using is just all level base and just consolidation areas. So I know like this whole area is like a 4-hour consolidation area if you go to the 4-hour charts. So that's where the struggle has been coming in today. Hoping after the lunch hour will give us the move here, like after the 12 o'clock hour. Yeah, I've heard of people using order flow, but I don't know a whole lot about it. Just second. Ooh, rejected again. Is that what you use? Okay, so that's what you're learning is order flow. Yeah, I don't even know if I have ever looked into order flow, and I don't. I mean, I know I've seen it like just coming across different streamers that use order flow. I've never tried it. No, most of my trade. Sorry, most of my entries are always support and resistance. Or with evals, I'll do a little bit more like breakout tradings where they're a little bit more on the like the riskier side because I'm just looking for breakouts like after the pullback. So like there was a pullback on this leg here, and then we had the pop. But I know we were heading into like all this resistance, so we only got 10 points. We didn't get anything on the runner. Almost all the trades today have been just been 10-point runners. They haven't been a good enough follow through to make anything big off of the runners. So let's see. Water flow. Hmm. You're waiting for a breakout too. Yeah, this price action's been super tough today. They really haven't been any setups. Everything that I've seen someone trading that's trading in the lobbies over here are just mainly doing level based. So like either whole number bounces or wick bounces. I mean, pretty much that's what everybody that I've in the lobby that's talking about what they're doing has just been like I said, trades out of the resistance or support. We were kind of 2 for 3 on our accounts today. We were still able to find entries. I mean, they were tough entries. I mean, they paid at least 10 points. Uh, so we were red on one funded account, green on another, and green on the eval. But the eval was a little bit more riskier trades, just because it's an eval, and I need to make I think another $170 to pass the eval, and I got to have it passed I think by the end of next week without paying for the 50% renewal. I'll go no action. So true, Outer. So true. Yeah, we have to pay taxes on anything we make here, and uh, even where here you got to pay like federal taxes, Social Security, Medicaid, state taxes. So everything you make has taxes on it. If you get paid for it or make it out of like so like I get taxed from three different things. I get taxed from whatever you may make trading, from affiliates to rental properties to my wife has a salon business that we have had that business since 2005, and plus I work on the side too, so we have like five different things that we got to pay taxes on any income we make. Everybody wants a piece. The one taxes that I hate paying is probably my property taxes. I hate paying property taxes. And what sucks for me is I own multiple homes in different districts, so I'm paying like two districts high property taxes. It's just insane. Like my property tax bill. Where I live, I do get a little bit of a discount because they do offer I want to say like a homestead credit where they take like $400 off your taxes. But the other town, since I don't live there, you don't get a credit, so you got to pay the full amount. But some states, the states that do know like what do you want to call it? No state income tax. Usually their property taxes are even double the amount, and that's usually what happens with states that have no state income tax. They'll have expensive what is it, expensive taxes from your check, or whatever you make profit. Then there's the states that have high state taxes and high property taxes. So you could be in one of those states too. Kind of get the double whammy there. Oh, we finally going to print. Is this going to be the breakout, the 12 o'clock hour? 12 o'clock is going to offer the breakout today. We got yesterday highs up there at 26,050. So, man, it's like, do we grind all the way up there the rest of the evening? Yeah, that's not bad. Just a second. 5% on taxes, man, that's not bad at all. Our taxes here are done in the more money to make, the higher the income. So if I'm not mistaken, the way federal taxes work is usually you're not taxed on that first 10,000. Then from 10,000 to 22,000, it's like 12%, or maybe it's 30,000. Then once you get above 40 something thousand, it goes to 28%. And then I don't remember the next range it goes to when you get above the 37% in federal taxes. I haven't looked at it in a while, but I know it's up there. It's either above 80,000 or 150,000. I don't remember. I think it depends on if you're single or married. I think married may be 150, but single it may be 80. All right, so we're still in this zone, guys. We gotta have to get a little boner candle to the upside with some Because I figured once we print above this area, we should get a nice little push. Man, you know we're gonna get good price action this evening after having this all morning long. Shoot, the price action is gonna be insane this evening. I bet we're gonna get like a nice 100-point move to the upside. It says what are you looking for, Fish Lips? Are you ready to hit that 50 level? Is that what you're waiting for? Thanks for sticking around, guys. Like I said, this is pretty boring price action. There's really not anything to do here. I mean, I guess if you're good, if you're a range trader, this was probably your bread and butter for the day if you're a range trader. But for myself, I'm not a range trader. I either like breakout trades or support and resistant trades. But other than that, this has been super tough price action without any kind of follow through today. Well, we did print above the previous day high. Were you long from 25, Fish Lips? Or are you still long from the 900s? This may be the pump. This is a new 1 hour candle. You know, we're like 5 minutes into this 1 hour candle here. Yeah, when price actions like this, it's definitely boring. I don't usually get bored watching charts. Let's see if that 25. Nope. I was like, is the previous day high going to hold? But no, it retested the 25s there. You're looking for a 955 long? Okay, nice. Now, do you wait for on your entries? Just a second. Do you wait for like you already have a resting order sitting at 955, or do you wait for it to kind of print above the 465 then get long? Just out of just curious how people get long on their positions when they're looking for longs like that. And I'm assuming you're longing off these wicks, here. Do you wait for at least a print? Okay, so you already have the order just sitting there at 955. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't hardly ever do I don't ever place orders. Most of my stuff is like I'm looking for like a quick reaction. So I'll look for like if the price action is moving, I'll look for the area that I want to support to trade off of. Like this morning, the 81 was my level of trading. And so I would look for like a wick back into 81. Then as it's hitting the 81, this way I don't get caught in bad trades. So this is how I save myself from getting in bad trades a lot of times. So like this order hit 81, I would have my buy order or sell order down here, then looking for the short. So like this is where we got our funded trade at this morning, is I was shorting 81. You can see we hit this 81 so many times. I made my profit off of this nasty 5-minute candle here. I was hoping that we would get some nicer follow through, because we had this nice bearish looking candle. Then we had the retest of the 81, but it just died. But I wish we could have made more. I wish we would have got the push through this morning. But I knew there was a lot of 5-minute support and resistance down there. It also looks like there's a big order block in this area too. Above 46. Like there's a big order block also in this area on the 5-minute charts. Man, we're just still printing. Now we're just grinding like these little bitty little bodies with the big wicks on both sides. It's going to be one of those days that we just push up, but it's like doesn't really offer an entry. Woo, you're expecting a pullback to the 860s? That'd be a nice little pullback there, outer. So basically, you're looking for it to pull back into this fair value gap here, this big old 5-minute gap here. Are you on the 5-minute charts? No, you do the 1 minute. So it's probably a lot smaller on the 1 minute, isn't it, outer? Yeah, so a lot smaller. So basically, you have a little bit smaller window. If you're in the chat with outer, this is the area that he's talking about that he's looking for. So basically what it is, you've already made a new high. So kind of run buy side, and now you're looking for a pullback into the 60s to 40 range probably, and to take a long out of here. So that's what outer is looking for anybody that likes to trade fair value gaps. This is kind of like a ICT model, or it is a ICT model. We'll leave that there. So what we'll do is we'll leave that marked out on the 1 minute, but I'll go back to the 5-minute charts. This way I can still see where it's at. This way I can like, oh, outer's looking, okay. Look at my small little window here on the 1 minute chart. Compared how big this gap is on the 5 minutes. This gap is pretty massive. Pretty massive on the 5 minutes. Oh, goodness. It's just a little guy. Outer, you gonna have enough time to now? Do you put resting orders outer and go to work, or do you do that? Oh yeah, have a cigarette and wait. No, okay. I didn't know if you like. All right, if I believe in the trade so much that, you know, a lot of people do. You know, like if you like really like your setup and you believe in that level, it just put your order on and go to work, go to the store, or go do whatever you're doing for the day. No, never. Yeah, I never do that either. But I know there's people that do. I've talked to some. There's Methodical Man. He used to call it the Walmart trade. He would just put a trade on. I was like, all right, gonna go to Walmart and see what happens. All right, go to the store. We'll be back. It was kind of a 2 for 3 day for me. So two accounts are green, is red. So the eval, we really didn't take any setups today. The Bulinox funded was off of the 81 level that I talked about. I wanted to short, so we made that profit off this one. This one was just a straight mechanical trade. So we were looking for the 15-minute breakout this morning, but it was a fail because it was kind of pushing up into all that 4-hour resistance. And I guess I'm gonna have to consider that next time because I haven't really been doing this type of setup, but I wanted to try it today because it's been winning. It's done one for the last, like, I want to say 10 or 9 out of 10 trading days. I want to say the last loss came from it was last Monday or the Monday before that. So it's been winning a lot lately. So, but that's the way it goes. The one time that you're like, you know what, I think I'm going to try that today, and it loses. That's how it goes. But the entries have been super tough today. So a lot of times whenever we're chopping, I mainly just trade off support and resistance if I'm going to take a funded trade. Outer, you may get that 860 quicker than you think. Not scalping, not a scalper. The only time I really ever do scalping just second is mainly on funded accounts. A lot of times I always make sure I tell people when I'm trading fundeds evals, because a lot of times that's where I'll take like most of my quick losses, or I'll stay in drawdown a lot longer, or they're a little bit more, you're not sure if it's going to break out. It's kind of on the cusp of breaking out and you're just trying to look for that bigger move for the eval. I want to say, yeah, yesterday was definitely the trading day. I had a pretty decent day yesterday trading. We traded 5 funded accounts yesterday, which 2 of them I just got small profits. So one had a $50 win on it. The other one had another $50 win. One had between like around $400, and the other had about another $130. The same account that I showed you a while ago with $130 on it, also got like $100 win on that one also. So today we actually broke the what is it? Broke above the 1,000 on that one finally. So let's see. So right now we're at 1,057. So still need to make another $2,600 though. Still a lot left. Who are you trading your funded account with? Might get a push down to the 860s here to clear this gap down to the 840s. Top Step, nice. Yeah, a lot of people trade with Top Step. I haven't used Top Step in probably quite a while. It's been a long time since I've used Top Step. Ooh, Outer, where do you have your entry sitting at? Are you taking that on a funded account or a sim account, Outer? If you do get the push down to your 60, is that a funded trade setup for you, or is that just eval only? You're shorting the 900s? Oh, no trade setup. Oh, okay. See, I was thinking that you were going to. So let's see. Yeah. Let's see. You can probably pull fib on this and kind of get an idea. Let's see. I mean, back into the premium, or I mean, back into discounts, definitely around your area there, outer. I wouldn't consider the short here unless we're back below 81. Then you don't really have a lot of move to the downside until you get back into discount with this leg here. Just this leg. Big void below 805. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Outer. I hardly ever take trades during the lunch hours. I mainly just use support and resistance for all my funded trades. Usually I like to trade out of the 15 minutes, but this morning's price action was horrible. It didn't really offer anything. But so this morning my support and resistance level was 81. And so we have been looking for trades below the 81. So you can see that how much kind of like support that was in this area around the 81. But this, and you can see what it is, you're running into all this right here. So if you look to the left, you can see all this resistance at that 81 level. So this is why we had 81 marked out this morning. This whole area right here, if you gotta go back to the left, there's just so much price action or so much support going on in this area. So this is what's been making it super wicky, making it a big mess to get through. This is why most of our well, for myself, this is why my entry has been struggling to get out of that area. I don't. I used to use the VWAP, but I really haven't used any like moving averages as far as trading off in quite a while. Now I used to use the more or less the VWAP is more of a kind of a indication, like never never short when you're above the VWAP or never long if you're below the VWAP. So I would have used it like that if whenever I did use it. I tried it a few times as far as like maybe taking trades. What's up, GH? How are you doing today? Uh, we're doing good. We've just been watching this like crappy price action and just kind of just seeing what other people are trading. So we have one guy in the other YouTube lobby. He's short from 900 or probably 925, I'm assuming. All right, so you got another little gap fill in back to the top side here. So this is what Outer is talking about. Woo, we're 1230, man. You expected a move around it between that 1230 and 1. Is that how you use the VWAP? Is like, do you take trades off the VWAP or do you just use it for just reference? Well, you can add the VWAP and see where it's at. Put the old VWAP on here. Let's see. It's black. What color do we want to make it? We'll make it. Want to kind of make it pop, so. All right, got the. For anybody that uses the VWAP, we got the VWAP down there at 834. Look for it to return. I'm anticipating a bigger pullback here too. I kind of want to see us fill in this big old 5-minute fair value gap here, kind of clean up this gap. So what's crazy is we're still inside the opening range of this 15-minute candle from 9 o'clock to 9:15. So, guys, any entries that we take at this time of the day or later in the morning, like I said, are evals only. We've already done with funded accounts. Thank you guys for the likes and follows today. We'll take this off. That's not a fair value gap. That's just that zone that we marked out where we say all that support and resistance is at. I want to say the red marks, or let me look at that. That's like a that is liquidity sweeps. So if you see these like little colors in here, that's all these are. Is it just shows you where the liquidity sweeps are at. So the liquidity cheap swept indicators, and usually I do like the previous day high, the previous day open, and I want to say we have probably the low or the close down there. Yeah, previous day close down at 610. So we moved down yesterday, right? Yeah, so that was the move down. So we're up there still. Let's check this one out here. So 50% of that leg is about the 75 area. Thanks, man. Ooh. Got 40 seconds left on this candle. Eval only, guys. Eval only. We could have got our 10 points if we'd have did it there, but we were trying to shoot for a little bit more on this next run instead of just a quick 10. So we could get a push back up into the 900s here. For some reason, if it does bounce back up. All right, I'll check that out in a little bit, Fish Lips. Now I'll hold this because this is an eval trade, guys. All right, about to have a new candle here. We still been short in that 80 level. That's kind of been my short level for most day. I just hope I'm not getting too greedy trying to reach in for 20 points here. Not a big fan of this big wick that's about to pop here. Because I want to say that's around that 50% range. All right. We're going to go to break even here or close to. We're just going to actually we'll play the top of this wick. Dude, what's your chances you think we can get down to the 800s here? Do you feel like we can make the 800s? $8.56 is going to be stubborn. Yeah, is that where that... No. Oh, I see what you're saying right here. Just in case we get through that 8.56, we'll just follow our 5-minute candles down. Stop loss is at the top of this previous 5-minute candle here. Whew, that's like a 45-point stop loss outer. Ooh wee. That is a big old stop loss. The swing low. Man. Oh. We're back retesting this area again. Come on. Was the 60-year long spot? I took off my 1-minute fair value gap trade. Oh, I lost the 1 minute here. Oh, it's right there. Still didn't quite hit it though. Is there one on the 2-minute? Let's check the 2-minute. I bet you that's the 2-minute. No. Let's try the 3-minute. There we go. A little 3-minute. Whew. A lot of green there, guys. A lot of bounces. a lot of supply down there. And that's on the 3-minute chart. I'm going to clear up some of this stuff so we don't have so much crap on the screen. I want to say I pulled fib on this, and I want to say that's about the 50% of this leg. So it's probably going to move back up. So if you pull fib on this whole leg, I bet you that's the 50% of the pullback there. Yep. Yeah, it's probably going to stop us out because that was 50% of the leg pullback there. You can maybe pull, man, no. Yeah, you can pull fib on this next leg that's into it now and see if like the 20% will hold on this, then that means the shorts are probably still in play. Let's get it down there real quick. So yeah, so if you pull a leg, you can see it kind of bumping into the 20% of this total leg pullback. So if the bears are going to stay in control, you kind of need the 20 to 30% to hold up here. But this leg here was actually the 50% of the total move here. We're just going to put our stop loss right above the 900 up there, just also right above the 21 EMA. If for some reason we push back up here into the 90s, the hold number, and if it's holding, we may try to add. Oh, man. This will probably be the last trade of the morning because technically I usually don't trade this time of the day just being lunch hour, but we've been so choppy during the morning time. You would think that we would get like a decent like little sell off or a big trade to the upside like right after the lunch hour. But this may just be a leg for a pullback because, like I said, this is 50% of this leg here. So it could easily just be. I want to say the 40% was up there in the 90s. We still got a lot of down wicks that should be able to save us because you got 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks that hasn't been really tested yet. So you would hope that these wicks would hold us down. Still got what? Minute left on this 5-minute candle. If I shut the trade down now, we would only have to make like maybe $120 for tomorrow. Mark out that 38%. We're just in this for 1 micro at the moment, guys. No, 81. Damn it. Got right back above the 81. Did not want to see us print back above that level. So my line in the sand here for this last little micro runner is going to probably be 94 at the 21 EMA. Back above the 21 EMA, we'll just close the trade. What about one account plus 4? Did you pass 4 accounts today, Clarity, or you traded 4 accounts? Oh, plus, oh. Like I said, don't really want to see us break the 90 there. Maybe your 21 pullback here at the 9. That's what this red indicator is, just your 21 EMA. If we get stopped out here, guys, this will be the last trade of the day. Nathan, this is not stocks. This is futures. Ooh, it's looking fairly bullish. Is that going to be another 900 bounce? Hey, thanks, G. We're doing good today. It's been a little bit of a rough start this morning, but other than that, I mean, we've gotten plenty of little winners here and there. We haven't taken no big losses or anything today. Everything's been good. Look at the outer with the 90 short. What? Sell 2. Oh, shoot. I'm still in this for some reason. Okay. I had to sell those off. Holy crap. Too many. I kept hitting the short button. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. I was supposed to have a buy button there, or buy. Like, I was trying to add, then buy, like, sell it at 10 points, but man. I think 50 is going to be our last target on this last contract, since we already kind of sold a few off here. That puts us within about $70 of passing, so. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle here. Really like to see very little wick on this thing if possible. It's getting smaller. That's good. Little wick, little pullback, then let the drop finish. Let me pull fib on this candle real quick. So you want to see like 20 to 40% of the candle pullback. Above 50, I'd get a little nervous. A lot of times if you break over 50% of the candle, it's going to go all the way back up to the top here. 60 may be my line in the sand. If it pulls back above this green line, back into the discount, or yeah, discount on this candle, we will close the trade. Because we don't, ain't no use for us to let the move come all the way back up here. So like I said, back above the 50 and 60% of this trade, we'll close it. Or above this candle, we'll close it. Yeah, I know that between that 80 and 50 has just been insane today, Fish Lips. Come on. Few more points. Oh, nothing worse when you see the body going, then it just spits out a little wick. Like, nope, 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 nope. Oh, that's so dirty. Oh, my goodness. Man, today you got to have the patience. Oh, my goodness. I will close this trade if we get back above 50% of this candle, and we'll just call it a day. So, like I said, we do not want to break above 50% of this previous big red candle to the downside. So, that'll be my line in the sand. I will close the trade there. It's a stubborn little guy, isn't it? Come on, sailors, step in. I'm just going to go ahead and put my stop loss in because, like I said, that's my line in the sand. So we're in this for like, what, 8 points, 2 micros. So what is that? $30, $30. Let's see. Right now we're up to what, 272, almost $300 in this account so far today. So just little base hits, guys, little base hits. Dude, we just sat through another whole 5-minute candle. Son of a bee. $30 seconds. 30 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. So no matter what happens here, this will be my last trade of the morning, guys. So we have our targets, and like I said, this is going to be my line in the sand for this trade up here at the 80, 82 area. That's pretty much where our original short was from. Holy goodness, man. See, it could be one of these deals where it wicks up real quick to stop me out, then possibly move to the downside. It just doesn't have the volume it needs. Maybe. Is this going to be the one? Holy goodness. Well, that thing's been... No, it just wicked it like within like a few points. Oh, that's so dirty. If that was my stop loss, it would have hit that. Why does it do that on your take profit areas, but man, in your stop loss, it doesn't hesitate, does it? All right, one more contract sold off. We've been adding, so that's why we've been in this so long. We've just been adding to this. All right, we're at break even now. We're sitting at the 75. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just probably worry about if we get the full move, I think it'll pass us, but if not, we'll just pass it tomorrow or something because we only need like 50, 60 bucks. Oh, she's finding the momentum. I didn't know if we would get, I almost feel like I need to have my stop loss there. Or take profit because I wasn't sure if we were going to bounce hard off of that 50 because we have this big wick here. Man, that's looking super strong. There's that wick. Let's see what happens. That's the one spot I wasn't sure how much of a bounce we were going to get because that you cleared in that big 5-minute fair value gap that we pointed it out multiple times here. So wasn't sure what kind of bounce you were going to get off that 50. Dude, if we get through that, we got 30 seconds. We got about to have a new candle and this thing still looks strong. Because as long as you don't get no wick on this candle, it should stay strong. Nice on the 50-point trade outer. I mean, fish lips. All right, we're going to play 60% of this candle on a pullback. So really anything above 50%, it's like a no-go for me anyway. So, yep. So if you pull fib on these 5-minute candles, anytime that you see that the candle loses over 50 to 60%, there's always that possibility of pushing all the way back up. So that 50 was kind of the nice bounce area. It looks like it almost had not quite a 20-point bounce, but pretty close. Oh, well. All right, so we ended with $30 short from passing. So we missed it by 30 bucks. Not a bad deal. I think when we started out, we needed close to $380 or something. We've just this eval, we're up 335. All right, so we're up 335 or 302 after you take away fees. 1 for 1 with the fundeds. We're red on one funded and green on the other. So not too bad. 2 for 3 today. Oh, you're 15 from passing. That's even worse. When you're like, I hate when you're only like a few dollars away from passing. I think I could have held this because I feel like we're probably going to at least get down to the 25s and maybe run into that supply zone here in the green, or the VWAPs down there at the 35, 36. Yeah. 836. Are you still in your entry, Clarity, or you're done for the day? Okay, so yeah, I'm the same with you, Fish Lips, on that 30 to 38%. Yep. I do the same thing with these 5-minute candles, man. It's like you might just take your profit if you're about to blast those 5-minute candles. Just trying to pass the apex. Is that when that sale ends? Look at there. We already retraced that whole 5-minute candle. So you can pull your fib on this leg here and see if you stay under the 38%. So right now you're sitting at about the 30% of this total leg here. So usually for the bears to stay in control, you kind of need to stay under this percentage. It kind of shows indicators of a stronger, but you're not getting that. You're already back at the 50%. So good thing we got out of this trade. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. So at least we're able to finish off with a W there, even though it was just an eval. So my short level all day has pretty much been that 82, 81 area. So that's pretty much where we've taken most of our entries today. We've pretty much been waiting for us to get below that. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back more likely for the Tokyo session, guys. Good luck the rest of the day. Ooh, that was a nice time to get out of that, guys. So nice little pullback on this leg. You really don't want to lose the 80s here. I think if you can stay below the 80s and 84s or your 75 area, it should still be good for a short. You just don't want it back above that 21 EMA. Thank you.